Snorkel is a 1 to 4 player game for ages 6 and up with an average gameplay length of 20 to 30 minutes, published by B5 Productions. The basic overview of Snorkel has players taking turns flipping cards face up in an attempt to make sets that either have matching elements or different elements. If a set is made, collect one of the cards and replace it with a new one. If not, shuffle the cards and place them face down and pass. Continue playing through the deck until there are 3 or less cards and move on to scoring. Extra points are scored if you can make sets with the cards you've collected throughout the game, and the player with the most points wins. To set up the game, shuffle the main deck and lay out 9 cards face down in a 3x3 grid pattern, and the player who has most recently seen a fish will start the game. On your turn, flip 3 cards face up and see if you have made a set. Sets will consist of either creature type, number of creatures, or depth. You will only need one of these things to be the same to be a set, or all of them to be different. Once a set is made, collect one of the 3 cards you made the set with, and flip the other cards back to the face down position. Next, you will replace the card you took with a new one from the deck and pass to the next player. It will be rare to flip up cards and not have a set, but it can happen. For example, these cards do not make a set. Whenever that happens, the player will collect the cards and place them back in the grid anywhere they would like. If the player remembers where they placed the cards, it will help them create a set on a future turn. They will then pass to the next player. Play will continue until there are 3 or less cards face down on the grid. When that happens, proceed to scoring. When scoring, each card collected is worth 1 point. Then you will try to create 3 card sets with the cards you have collected. When doing this, try to get the most sets in each combination of these cards. Each set you create is worth 2 additional points. And after a final tally, the player with the most points wins. For a bit more of a challenge, you can add the objective cards. To use these, just shuffle them prior to the game and give each player one face down. They will keep it hidden from the other players until the end of the game, and they are worth an additional 5 points if completed. And that is how you play Snorkel. Snorkel is a small box game that reminds me of games like Set, but a little less stressful and a little more kid-friendly. This simple game is almost like 2 games in one, and can be played both casually and strategically. Just like snorkeling, the deeper you look, the more you will find. Now, let's dive in and see if this snorkel is worth the plunge, or it's just treading water. The components for Snorkel are a pretty basic deck of cards. The art is cute and cartoony, they do a good job of showing the different depths, and the creatures are unique enough to not get them confused with one another. That is really it. Being just a deck of cards is pretty hard to mess up, and Snorkel does a good job of not messing that up. This game is very easy to teach and play. I think this is more of a kid-friendly version of Set, with players taking turns, and the art style leaning more towards kids with its cartoon style. The simple rules make it so anyone can pick up the game. You will find yourself saying from time to time, "Is this a set?" But that is totally normal and adds to the player interaction, in my opinion. Part of me wants to call Snorkel a luck-based game, but that's only in the way it seems to play. But in reality, luck only affects what card you initially see. The true strategy and more meaningful part, scoring points, comes from which cards you choose to collect. Since you have to make sets at the end of the game, you want to collect a variety of cards to help you make the most sets per 3 cards at the end of the game. But remember, when playing, although you may make multiple sets in a single group of the 3 cards, you can only collect 1 card. In my opinion, the replay value for Snorkel is up for debate. As a filler game or a game to play with kids, I see Snorkel being played often. But if you do not play with kids or only have enough time to play 1 game, and not a variety, Snorkel will be passed over. But I think Snorkel knows it's great in short bursts and is designed to be exciting for the full length of the game. No more, no less. If you ever went snorkeling in the ocean, you will usually remember if there were a lot of fish, and if they were big and bright. Also, if there was enough of a variety of what you saw. Snorkel captures a bit of that by not having too large of a variety of creatures, but enough to grab your attention. And how it works in the depths as part of the gameplay is clever and fits well with the theme of snorkeling. I had fun while playing, and if you want a light game you can even play with kids, I recommend you check out Snorkel. This board gamer says, no matter your age, Snorkel is a good game to dive into. Not boring. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.